We're about to take a deep dive on how to do product research yourself. Usually it trips a lot of people up and it's one of the things that stops people from having success on Amazon. They get too overwhelmed with it, but the thing about product research is it doesn't have to be overwhelming. If you approach it in the right way, it can actually be something easy, can be very fun to go through product research and find cool ideas and put your creativity to work, put your passions to work, and come up with a product that you can be proud to sell. There's not only one method to make a great product on Amazon. There are, in our opinion, 7 that we use. And you can use one of these 7, you can combine these 7, and I'm going to break down what exactly each one of these 7 are today, how you can use them and utilize them the best to have success on Amazon. So just going through here, we have the keyword method, we have the bestseller method, we have black box, we have Cerebro, we have the search bar method, we have Google Trends and the keyword planner, and a bonus one I'll talk about right there. And then finally, we have starting a passion product. So let's dive in here a little bit. Let's start off with the keyword method right here. So Amazon is a search engine at its core, right? People go to Amazon to search for when they want a product. And because of that, Amazon is going to give you the information to search. So right here we can see where we're typing in the keyword keto nut butter. This is a keyword we're putting in the search bar. And if I was launching a keto nut butter, or like Travis did with performance nut butter, this could be a keyword that someone is searching for. So our goal is to look for keywords that people are searching for. What I recommend, what's going to help you a lot for this product research section, is signing up for Helium 10. Helium 10 is basically a massive database that's going to give you all the tools to do product research. They take all the data from Amazon, they pass it through, and they're going to give it back to you in the most effective way. So when you're searching and you're trying to find an idea, Helium 10 is basically going to be able to tell you if it's a good idea or not based on the tools that we'll be using today. So if you aren't already signed up, I recommend that you go over to h10code.com. That's h10code.com. You can click on this link right here in the description too and use our code right there. There's a 7-day money back guarantee, but this is going to help out a lot for finding your product. Again, your product is the foundation of your entire business. If you choose a good product, it can be smooth sailing from there. If you choose a bad product, it's an uphill battle. So Helium 10 is like what? It can be $50 a month, but in my opinion, it's a worthy investment to make considering how important choosing a good product is for your business. All right, so now once we go over to Helium 10, basically we'll be using a tool called the Magnet tool. The Magnet tool is one of my favorite tools in Helium 10. And once you go over there, you're able to enter in a keyword from Amazon right there, and it will show you. So we're going to go ahead and navigate over to Helium 10 just so I can break down exactly how this works. We're going to navigate over to the tools section and Magnet tool, and I'm going to get started with the keyword here. But to start us off, we're just going to go off of life straws. So let's go ahead and type in life straws right here, and we're hit get keywords. Now, once it loads, we're going to set some filters on this. The first thing is search volume. I don't want to see any keywords that have less than 300 searches a month, so we're going to set this as the parameter. Above 300 searches a month, I can have a successful product that will get sales. So that's really important. The second thing is I'm looking for products that have a Magnet IQ score at least 3 times above the search volume. So if a product has a search volume of 300, I want to make sure that the Magnet IQ score is at least 3 times above it. The Magnet IQ score is essentially taking how much search volume there is versus how much competition there is. So the higher the Magnet IQ score relative to the search volume, the lower the competition there is for that keyword. Finally, the next thing you're going to want to look at is word count. We want things that fall between 2 and 5 words for keywords. That keeps them from being too generic and too specific. We'll keep it within there. And the other thing we'll have to look out for is brand names. So for instance, if Nike came up as a product, Nike shoes, right? We can't sell Nike shoes. We can't manufacture our own Nike shoes, so that's not a product that we can create. We're looking for generic products. So if we see a brand name coming up again and again, that's when we go over to exclude phrases and make sure we exclude Nike in this case. But let's apply filters right here, and we're going to go ahead and see what is coming up for this right here. So let's start scrolling through and see what we see. Now you're going to see a lot of keywords. Most of them aren't going to be good. And that's the thing about finding products on Amazon. If it was easy to find, everyone would find it. The fun in it is digging through, and when you find that one idea, that little piece of treasure in the middle of the haystack, that's what we're looking for right here. So it can take a minute, and that can be a good thing. So scrolling through right here, we see a few interesting things. We see live tent, we see homestead supplies. This is interesting. I still think we could find a better keyword than this, so let's keep scrolling. This is very interesting right here. It says nuclear war survival kit. Very interesting right here. We can see it has a search volume of 300 and a Magnet IQ score of 2000. So nearly 9 times The magnet IQ score is the search volume, which tells us there's not too much competition for this keyword. Now, if we look over here, the CPR is another thing we want to keep our eye on. The CPR basically means how many sales do you need in 8 days of selling the product in order to rank on the first half of the first page. So for this one, 8 is the lowest number they'll ever show you. So this means we need 8 sales in an 8-day period to rank on the first half of the first page. So basically, one sale a day. So that's a keyword that should be pretty easy to rank on. What is the minimum search volume you need to make enough money for a product on Amazon? Is 300 too low? And honestly, I like 300 because it's a great starting place. 300 searches a month for a keyword can definitely make you decent money on Amazon. And the thing about it too is this is just for one keyword right here, right? For if you're making a nuclear war survival kit, you likely will be ranking on more than just one keyword, and you'll stack those keywords. So there could be several adjacent keywords that are also getting 100, 200, 300, 400 searches a month, and you can stack those up. And actually, inside our course, we'll have a little workbook where you can put in all the keywords you'll think you rank on, what position you'll think you'll rank on, and it will estimate how many sales you'll make on Amazon. So that's a great little resource that you'll get if you join the program that can be very helpful to actually understanding how many sales are you going to make on something if you launch it. Now, the final thing that we can see about this is just giving it the eye test. By clicking on this button right here, we can pull up what do the results look like on Amazon. Is anybody selling something like this? Now, I can see several kits up here. This is an emergency survival backpack, but none of these are specifically geared towards this keyword of a nuclear war survival kit. So what if we took something like this and niched it down and created a more nuclear war theme to it, added like some nuclear symbols, warning symbols on it, made some things that are a little bit more niched down. Niching down is a big secret to Amazon, as Travis was mentioning earlier with our product Carnivore electrolytes. If we went out and just launched a generic electrolyte product, we would have been competing with lots and lots of sellers, so many other electrolyte brands, but we created a product that was perfect for people that were on the carnivore diet, which is a very niche audience, right? But nobody was targeting that audience yet. So we were able to take a generic product, niche down the product and the branding, and enter a brand new market and able to reap the rewards of that. So that's something to really think about when you're going through Amazon. Let's keep going. LifeStraw, again, LifeStraw specifically is a trademarked name. It's a brand, so we can't sell anything that's targeted towards a LifeStraw or create our new product. Emergency Water Straw, whereas this is as a generic product, and we could create that and target a keyword like this. And that's actually pretty decent results right here. CPR of 26, so it's a little bit harder to rank for this, but the magnet IQ score relative to the search volume is very high. Just to give something completely different and get off the camping theme, we're going to go with tallow. Now, tallow is super interesting. I do see the trend right now of tallow rising. People are talking about beef tallow and thinking about removing seed oils from their cooking. Let's again put those same filters we did a second ago. 300 search volume, magnet IQ score of 900, word count again between 2 and 5, and let's go ahead and apply these filters to see what exactly comes up here. Cool. Well, tallow itself, you can see the results. This is a very, very big keyword. Lots of search volume and lots of competition. High CPR. You would need 83 sales within 8 days to rank on that first half of that first page. So tallow itself, I wouldn't recommend going into, but let's see if we can find some interesting things. Right here at the top, Wagyu fat, we can see search volume of 332, magnet IQ score of almost over 20 times that. That's huge. CPR of only 8. This looks great. Imagine you could probably stack up some other keywords on top of that to really get some great results there. So that's something interesting if that's what you're interested in going for there. Let's keep scrolling through and see what we see. Duck fat spray for cooking, 400 search volume, 6,000 magnet IQ score. That is huge. This market, if anybody's looking at this and has a connect with a manufacturer, if this is what they're passionate about, these are really, really good results here. And let's keep going. Algae cooking oil. Wow, look at this right here. Algae cooking oil, 6,600 search results, but a magnet IQ score of almost 10 times that. Now, that does mean it's going to be a little hard to rank on the first half of the first page. You still need 35 CPR in order to do so, but relative to the search volume, the magnet IQ score, the competition is very low. So let's click in here and see what we see. What is the competition? We do see algae cooking oil. We see a couple. We see this second ranking one here doesn't have a single review. Wow, look at that. Right here, Algae Cooking Club, Wagyu Beef Tallow Spray. Not too many products out here, I gotta say. I see this Thrive one, and that's about it. That's a lot of potential. Again, I'm not sure I would recommend ranking for that as a beginner, but I guess it is possible. So definitely something to keep your eye out. I want to move on to the next tool before I spend too much time just looking at Magnet. Again, there's 7 product research techniques. I love Magnet. It's one of my favorites, so I could spend all day going through here looking at ideas, but this is why I encourage you, if you didn't already, make sure to get a Helium 10 account. Again, we have a 50, I don't remember what the discount code is. It's at least 20% off. You can get off Helium 10. Just go to h10code.com. Take advantage of that discount, 7-day money back guarantee. But let's go back and we'll move on to the next keyword method, which is the bestseller method. And this one you can actually do for free. We do not need anything right now. All we need is our Amazon account. We just need amazon.com pulled up right here, and let's roll. So Amazon will actually tell you what the best-selling products are on the search engine. As I said earlier, Amazon is a search engine, so people go here to search for their products, and Amazon will tell you what's selling highly. So let's navigate over here, and we'll see this tab right here for bestsellers. Now, once we click on bestsellers, Amazon will take us to the bestsellers of all these platforms. Now, these products are probably pretty highly established. I see Stanley Cup. That's a big brand right there. We aren't going to be able to compete with them. We see lots and lots of products that are very established, but something else we can do is we can move over to new releases right here. So this will show us products that have released recently in the last 60 days that are selling well. So these are products that were able to launch recently and still find success. So these are products that are likely to be able to be in infiltrated markets. Could be that there's trends that are on their way up and could be potential for us. So let's scroll here and see what we see. We can sort by category here. We can see home and kitchen, very interesting. This is Christmas related. I'm going to skip that again. We don't really like seasonal products here. We like to focus on things that are going to be evergreen and sell year round. So let's keep scrolling through here. I'm not sure I'm gonna love these categories, so let's go into something else. Let's go into pet supplies right here. I love pet supplies, and we're still in the new releases. Let's see what we see. We see heavy absorbatory washing underpads, see some toys, ear finger wipes. Let's click on this. This is very interesting because this is a product we can see in here that is, let's see, 54 reviews. And it has, we can see it sold over 600 in the past month. So that's really good. Especially if you can see it sold 600 plus, we can do that times, they're selling at about $10. They made over $6,000 selling this product in the past month. Not too bad. And especially when you add up the 100 count and the 150 count, they could be doing big numbers on these too, and this could actually be a pretty profitable product. Let's navigate back here one more so we can find a couple more products to show you. Let's do another category real quick so I can show you something completely different. Let's see, is there sports and outdoors? Let's do sports and outdoors and see what is trending up. Hand warmers, it's a little bit seasonal, not completely, but it's definitely very interesting to see. Let's see what else. USB pedometer. Interesting. Let's see this right here. They've done over 1,000 sales in the past month at $15. Means they've done $15,000 in sales in just the past month. But with Helium 10, you can see the demand year round. And that's another thing I can show you back in Helium 10 on one of these keywords. Something we didn't really mention too much. If we look at the search volume right here, we click this button, we can see the trend. So this is trending up right now, the duck fat. Possibly people making New Year's resolutions and wanting to switch and get rid of seed oils or something like that and switching over to duck fat. You can move this out to all time. It does seem to be true, but it's peaking more than ever. And you can move this more micro as well, going to 90 days and seeing how that's going. So that can be very useful to see. But let's go ahead back here. And that was the bestseller method. Just went over that with you guys. And next one, let's move over to Blackbox. Blackbox is also one of my favorite tools with Amazon, as Blackbox is going to show you how to products that you can sell on Amazon if you have no starting ideas. So the magnet tool was great because it allowed you to start with a keyword. So we started with the keywords tallow and life straw, and we were able to see adjacent keywords. But what if you have no starting ideas? That's where the black box tool can be very effective. So let's go back over to our Helium 10 right here. Again, if you guys are following along with me in Helium 10, even better. And let's see what we got right here. There's two ways to use Blackbox. There is the simple, and there's an advanced. I find the advanced is not actually that advanced, so I just like using this. There's also both the products and the keywords. We're going to start on the products, and then we'll move over to the keywords in just a second. First thing we'll do here is we'll select a category. Now, you can choose whatever you want to. There's only a few categories I wouldn't recommend selling in. I wouldn't recommend selling like automotive parts in, like you could sell like accessories, but definitely not car parts. I definitely wouldn't get in there. Electronics, I tend to avoid. CDs and vinyl, avoid. One of the ones I really like is I like pet supplies, and you can get even more specific in here and select what pet supplies you're looking at. I also like, where's that outdoor one? Sports and outdoor. Let's go ahead and select that. We can get specific in here too. Let's go outdoor recreation. Let's select those two. Review count. We're gonna skip over real quick. Review rating. We're looking for products that aren't rated perfectly so that we can come in and improve them. For instance, if we see a market where the products are selling well at less than 4 stars, this means that if we were to launch in the market with a 5-star product, we could take a lot of that business. So I set the review rating at 4.2 because anything below 4.2 stars on Amazon will round down to 4 stars in the little star metric. So we're going to go ahead and put that. In the review count, we're just going to put the maximum at 1,000, as anything more than 1,000, it's going to be hard to rank on. We could go even lower, like 400 if you wanted to get more specific. But for now, we'll do 1,000. And the price, our Goldilocks zone for price is between $15 and $85. If you sell below $15, there's just not much profit margin to make. And if you sell above $85, it's less of a split-second decision. Amazon works best on those impulse buys. You go, you see what you want, you order it. And if you're selling above $85, there's a bit more of a thought process that goes into making the purchase. So this is all the settings we want. We can get a little bit more specific if we want to, but this is all you have to do for sure. Oh, one thing I do want to do, oh, I guess they've broken it up a little bit now. Parent level revenue. We'll just do this one for now. We want products that are making, I'd say, we can say at least $3,000 a month. But I guess not too high. We want to set this where no more over than 100,000. So we'll set that now. I guess we could set it in the ASIN revenue as well. We'll just set parent level just to see how that goes, and we'll get this started. So let's go here. We're seeing a lot of clothing, which means we could go through and oh, this is interesting. Portable bidet. Interesting. So portable bidet for men and women, very interesting. We can see this product is selling at $17.99. It's doing about $24,000 in sales in the past month, and we can see the average rating is 4 stars. We can see this product is a 4.1 star rating. Very interesting, and they're still doing over 300 sales in the past month, selling at $17. You can do the math. They're doing about $5,000 in revenue every single month, but we see this product is 4.1 stars. So if they're able to sell this well, a product that's basically 4-star rated, imagine how much you could sell if you were able to create a 5-star product. So if we scroll down here, what are the issues people are having with this product? Let's scroll down here and see. Some bit not as good as a bidet, but good enough. Well, I mean, it's a portable. I mean, what can you say? Okay, for the most part, I thought it would have been smaller, but the size, okay. Okay, how can you make this product and make it smaller? The twist to turn it off and on could have been better constructed and keeps it coming out the bottle. Stop working after 2 weeks. So the idea of what you can do is you can find a manufacturer and you can take these problems that people are experiencing with the product and bring it to them and then make those improvements so you can come to the market with a 5-star product. Now, for instance, if this product is selling so well, we can look up portable bidet for travel real quick and we can just see what are the other products that are selling. And I'd imagine that they're also pretty lowly rated. You can see 4 stars, 4 stars, only 14 reviews, so that probably is going to drop down eventually. We see 2 products right here. The top 2 products weren't sponsored, so let's go below sponsored. Okay, this product's rated well. This one only has 20 reviews, so very, very low reviews. Only 72 reviews, so products with low reviews are ranking. This one right here, 4 stars, 4 stars, 4 stars. So very interesting. It definitely seems like a market that if you improve the product, you can go here and sell. But let's go back here and take another look to see if we can find another product. Scrolling through here, we see a bike saddle. Very interesting. I don't really know too much about that. Again, we can go back over to our filters and make things a little bit more specific. For instance, we can go down to just a 4-star average, and we can go down to a review count of 400. So let's apply these filters and see what exactly we see here. Dehydrated whole foods for emergency food, very interesting. Let's find something that's a little bit simpler to launch so I can really walk through it here. A bike safety flag, very interesting. That's selling super well as well. A impact mouth guard. Let's do one more tab just because oftentimes the best ideas are found from digging for a little bit, not just going off the first thing you see. If you find an idea that everybody sees, everyone also sees it. So if you dig down, you can be very confident that you're finding an idea that's unique. Let's see about this. This is pretty interesting right here. It is an inflatable snowmobile sled. Wow, what an interesting product right here. Looks like you can bring it to the beach or the snow. That's pretty interesting. Um, Definitely cool looking product right here. It's selling for $30, so it's in our price range, and it has over 100 bought. So you guys can do the math. They're doing at least $3,000 in sales every single month, and it is doing that. Helium 10 even says it's 200, so $6,000 in revenue the past 30 days. Pretty good. And it only has a 3.7-star average. They're doing all this despite being rated terribly. They're being rated at 3.5 stars. So let's scroll down and see what's going on here. So we can see this product launched a while back too. But let's see what people are saying about it. It's cheap, won't stay inflated for more than a few minutes. Valves are closed. Okay, let's make sure that that's an easy problem to solve. Go talk to your manufacturer. Very small, much smaller than the picture appears. The inflation valve was missing. Now, how can you fix these problems? If someone has a problem with your product, offer them a refund rather than letting them leave a 1-star review. And being good with customer service is half the battle to having good reviews on Amazon. If you're able to come in here with a 5-star product, you can take all this business and we can just take it up a little bit and see. Let's give it a little look and see. Inflatable snowmobile sled. There's some competition, but not a ton, not a ton of good reviews. At least 4 stars, 4 stars, only 6 reviews, 3.5 stars, right? So it's definitely a market that looks like it's got some potential. So cool, cool, cool. Let's go back over here and move on to the next tool, which is Cerebro. Actually, one more thing we want to do over in Black Box before we go. I like doing the product side, but there's also is a keyword side. Let's go look at this keyword section right here, because not only will the Black Box tools show you products, it will also show you keywords. So let's go back in, and you know what? I like that same one. Let's do pet supplies. We'll keep it simple this time. Just do one. Really, what we want to look for is let's see here. We want to go down here. Competitor reviews. We want to go ratings. We want to go less than 4 stars. We want to go less than 400 reviews. Monthly sales. This is where we want to go at least 3,000, no more than 100,000. And let's go ahead and hit search and see what we can get here. And now it's going to spit us product ideas. We can see dog collar cool. Oh, and a cool dog collar. Interesting. Durable tennis balls for dogs. We want to keep scrolling through until we see ideas that are really, really good. And the thing about it is, once we get one of these ideas, we can throw it back into the magnet tool and we can see relevant keywords. We can see exactly what the Magnet IQ score is for these. So this can be a great starting place right here, as we can see. But then we can go and take this research so much further by putting it through the Magnet tool and seeing all the data points behind it. What's the competition like? What are adjacent keywords? All that. Well, lots of good things here. This is just to get you started here. Let's move back over to their next method, which is the Cerebro tool. So the Cerebro tool is also another favorite tool. And what it allows you to do is, if you have a product that you see that's selling big on Amazon, you can put this in Cerebro. And number one, you can see what keywords is this product ranking for. And you can also find adjacent keywords to launch a product that's not this product, but very similar. So we're going to go ahead and get started in this one we looked at earlier, this pedometer, USB for walking, simple walking step calculator. And we see a couple things on here, but all we need to grab in order to use the Cerebro tool is the ASIN. And you can get your ASIN number in several different spots on the page. The first one is the URL bar up here. The ASIN bar is going to be right there. It's also going to be right here with Helium 10. And also, if you search the page for ASIN, you can find the ASIN right down here. So 3 different spots. And with our ASIN number in hand, we're going to go back over to Helium 10 and navigate over to the Cerebro tool. And now we're going to go back over here, and now it has loaded. Now we're going to put on some similar filters to what we did before. All right, we got some loads here. Let's get here right now. So we're seeing a lot of things come up. Again, we're looking for that Cerebro IQ score to be at least 3 times the search volume. So let's keep scrolling down here. Shoe pedometer. I'm guessing it's a pedometer you put in your shoe. Search volume of 350, a Cerebro IQ score of almost 8 times that. So there's a lot of potential there, and only 8 needed to rank. Super interesting. Let's click here and see if anybody is selling a shoe pedometer. That's kind of an ankle pedometer, but just make a pedometer that slips in someone's shoe and you have a product you can sell here. Let's keep going here and see what else we see. Pedometer for seniors. There's 350 people searching for it, and the Magnet IQ score is over 3 times that. The CPR is only 8. So in that case, this is a product that there's a lot of potential for. There's not too much competition. If we click into it, let's see if there's any products that are completely geared in that direction. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, so we see regular pedometers, but if this pedometer was the picture, a senior was using it, let's just say it was called like senior pedometer or something like that. This is exactly what you can do to niche down and to make a product like that. And as I mentioned earlier, 300 searches is very good for selling on Amazon. I know it doesn't seem like much, but these are active consumers that are searching for your product. 300 searches is a great starting place because number one, you can make $1,000 or $2,000 off 300 searches a month easily. And number two, you don't just target one keyword. For instance, this one right here, pedometer for seniors. There are many keywords you're going to rank for. You're not just going to rank for pedometer for seniors. You're going to rank for senior pedometer. You're going to rank for pedometer for older people, right? And you're going to rank for a lot of keywords. And you can, by using these tools, find those keywords. And let's just say you have 5 different keywords that are each getting 350 searches a month. You can easily be doing $10,000 a month off that easily. And so it's just a matter of by seeing the big picture. How do you rank without PPC? You do a great launch week. You get your friends, your family, you get your pre-launch group to order your product, and you sustain that growth. If you're launching in a market like this one we just saw, you're the only person selling a product targeting these people. There's no competition. There's no one. Your product will show up at the top there. We only launch products in non-competitive niches like this. Non-competitive where there's maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe none at all competitors. And so we can be the product that ranks at the top because we're the only one that's created that product. With that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next keyword method, which is the search bar method. So let's go ahead, open up a brand new tab at Amazon. All right, so once, as we mentioned earlier, Amazon is literally a search engine. People go here to search for products. This right here is the search bar, and that's what basically Amazon is. Now, when I start to type something in on Amazon, like let's just say I hit the letter D, Amazon is going to show me the top 10 results it thinks I'm going to click based on what people are searching for. So these are the top 10 searches for right now on Amazon that start with the letter D. So we can see dog treats, dash cam, lots and lots of interesting things. So, okay, very cool. But let's go another layer in. Let's go D-O. Now we're seeing a lot of dog-related things. Okay, so dog food, dog bed. Okay, interesting. But what if we went in a third letter and maybe D-O-D? Dodgers stuff. Let's go back. We can go D-L, dolls. But by going a few letters deep, we can see what people are searching again. And exactly this method right here is how we found our product, berberine tea. We type in B-E, and as we can see, the 5th, 6th result right here is for berberine. And we're like, oh, that's so interesting. B-E, what's berberine? So actually, number 1 is berberine right here. That's crazy. So the very top, it wasn't at the top when we originally did this, but that's very interesting to see. So now we see berberine. Let's type in berberine and see. So we see lots of different berberine things. At this point, we can take berberine and we can put it in the magnet tool to find adjacent keywords, or we can keep going further with this search bar tool. We typed in a T and we saw berberine tea was right here at the top. So we clicked on it and we were able to launch our product, berberine tea, which as we can see right here is ranking right at the top. We can see it right at the top of this page right here. This product is doing thousands of dollars in sales a month. We can see 50 plus bought in the past month. I think that's closer to 83. It's done $2,000 in sales in the past 30 days. Not bad for a product that we aren't spending any money on PPC on. I mean, and this is a product that's got an over 50% profit margin. So listen, I know for some people, you're like, oh, that's not a lot of money. For a product that is taking you 0 work to do, that's making you $1,000 passively a month, that cost us less than $3,000 to start up, who's passing up on that? It's a very easy, passive business. We spend virtually 0 time on this product, and it continues to bring us in $1,000 every month. And the key is just finding ideas like this that people are not in. The issue that everyone runs into is by doing the same private label method where you find a generic product from Amazon or from Alibaba, you slap your label on it, you go selling it. Listen, like people do this all the time. Like I remember back in the day, like, oh, go find a frying pan, right? Get a frying pan from Alibaba, slap your label on it, sell it. Why would someone buy your product versus all these people, right? Then you're just stuck in all this competition, and your only way to get sales is by PPC because your product is nothing unique. It's nothing special. It's not the best on the market. It's not the best branded on the market. You're in a very competitive market. It doesn't have the best reviews or the most reviews. So then the only way you get sales by PPC, and you end up losing all your profit. The key is to start at the beginning by selling a product or starting a product that's unique, that you're passionate about, that isn't already being sold, that's in a market of its own. Next one we're going to talk about is Google Trends and the Keyword Planner. Google Trends is another free tool, and it's going to allow you to see what people are searching for on Google. But we can see what people are searching for live. So if we scroll down here, we can see what the top trends are right now for the year. We can see Parker Jones. We click on this right here. Look at that right there. We can see spiking up. But let's look at a trend like, let's look at the Los Angeles Lakers right here. Something random, but we can see the trend over the last 12 months. We can expand this. We can look at the trend the past 5 years. And although this is on Google, the trend on Amazon is going to be very similar because it's just consumer interest. It's consumer interest all the time, and you're able to track them. So for instance, we just looked at berberine real quick. So let's go ahead and look at berberine on here and see what that trend looks like. We can see no one's talking about berberine back in 2012, 2015. Keep on scrolling. All the way up here. And all of a sudden, it peaks. Maybe it was mentioned on a talk show. Maybe it was on Oprah. Maybe Dr. Phil. Maybe someone mentioned it. But all of a sudden, it spiked. And now, volume's pretty high. As many of you guys know, we've launched our product Carnivore Electrolytes, which we sell for people on the carnivore diet. So let's take a look and see how it's doing. Past 5 years, look at this all-time spike happening right now. Well, we definitely got into this market at the right time. Let's back it up again and see 2024 or 2004. Look at that trend. This is the perfect time to be in the carnivore diet market, but let's back it up a little bit more. Let's put in the keto diet here. Let's put in the vegan diet here too. See, we can combine trends, and we can see how things are trending relative to one another. So let's put this on 2005 real quick, because this is a lot to look at, or just 5 years, sorry. And we can see the keto diet. Now, Travis was launching Performance Nut Butter, targeting the keto diet back in here when it was really, really peaking, and we were in the big peak for this. Perfect time to be selling a keto product was back in this day. But you can see over time the keto product died. Now, Travis exited the business here. Probably a good time to exit. He sold the company, because if he kept riding it, he would just been riding this trend to the bottom. Now you can see some of these other ones rising up. You can see vegan diet here. It's there. It's kind of low. It peaks beginning of every year. The new year, people set resolutions. But the carnivore diet, we can see really rising up all the way up here. So this trend lines will let you compare things and see what's selling, what's the better product to sell, what do things look like over time. And although this is data on Google, it's going to be very similar to the data that you'll get on Amazon. You know, it's a lot of the same people that are searching on both, and you know, they're both big platforms, so they're going to capture the macro trends that are happening. So let's go back over here and go over to another tool. Now, this is one of my favorite tools. This is a bonus tool for you guys today that I love using, and that's Exploding Topics. Now, Exploding Topics is a curated trend list, and they're going to show you those trends that are exploding right now, having explosive growth. And they offer a subscription where you can join and actually get paid access to their very advanced trends. But they'll also show you a bunch for free on their homepage, like here. So we can see She's Elite Honey right now. Wow, look at this. It's got 99x growth in the past year. It's got a pretty solid volume right now. This is a product that's exploding in real time, going all the way up to the top right here. Super interesting. This is something I would definitely consider looking at. Let's pull it up on another screen. If you have the pro version, you can look at the forecast, and you can see where it thinks it's going to continue to grow based on, you know, it's AI. You got all the data points. They can show you, oh, is this a trend that's going to die out, or one that's going to keep going and growing? So that's one. Loop earplugs designed to protect your ears from harmful noise levels. Very interesting. It's continuing to spike. Keep scrolling down here. We can see lots of cool ideas. Bamboo pajamas seems like a great thing right here. It's exploding 1,600% growth in the past year. Again, you can combine these methods, and that's what I think is really great. You can take this keyword right here, and I can go plug this in the magnet tool. I can go back over to Helium 10. We can go up here. We can go to the magnet tool, and we can plug this in to see what's the competition look like. Is it a good trend? What can we do about this? So it's definitely something interesting to see. And yeah, we can see right here, I wouldn't do just plain bamboo pajamas, but maybe you can find a sub niche to go down to that's going to be able to make you a good bit of money. Now, I want to make sure that we're able to cover all the methods right here. So finally, this last method we want to talk about right now is a passion product. So as I've kind of talked about with passion product, the method that was taught for the longest time is private label. Take a generic product, can be anything, a frying pan, slap your label on it, get on Alibaba, sell it on Amazon. But the problem is everyone knows about this method. Everyone is doing this. Everyone from China is going to overcut you, especially with the tariffs that are coming on now. Those are going to affect US sellers more than Chinese ones, and the Chinese ones will continue to undercut the US sellers and just take all the profit away. So here's the deal. What I recommend you doing instead is creating a passion product. So when Travis first started his dancewear company with his mom, Be Dancewear, the problem was he wasn't passionate about it. He wasn't passionate about dance clothing. It wasn't something that he knew anything special about, so he couldn't do anything special in the market. But what was a passion product was performance nut butter, which he created. He took his interests of working out and the keto diet and things and created a product that was unique in a market of his own and something he really cared about. And by doing this product in the first year, he was able to do $1,300,000 selling this product because he was passionate about it, because no other premium nut butter existed in the market at the time. And that's the key to using a passion product. Now, you can combine these other methods like the magnet tool, like exploding topics, and find things that you're passionate about and build a passion product around it. Now, if we keep going on here, we look at these other ideas. Now, these are from both us in-house and our students. We just talked about performance nut butter. Carnivore electrolytes, our latest one, our passion for the carnivore diet, creating a product that didn't exist before in a market that didn't exist before. Brent creating Cerebro. He's doing over $1 million sales a year, and that's just on Amazon. He's expanded to retail, and that's while working a full-time job. We have AJ with cocktail cards. AJ's cocktail cards is doing over $500,000 a year. He started with basically $0 down by doing a Kickstarter, which is another advantage that we'll talk about later about doing a passion product. And Willem took his passion for energy and caffeine and created high caffeine tea, Rocket Tea, the highest caffeine tea in the market, which is doing thousands and thousands of dollars in profit this year alone. Now, these are all passion products. And if you look at their numbers right here, we can see Andrew with Tool Wrangler. His product to organize your toolkit. He's done over $300,000 in sales in his first 4 years. We look at AJ. In his first year, did $170,000 in profit. Mina, in his first year, launching his electrolytes, hard work, did over almost $50,000 in profit on his first year, and he's doing easily 6 or 7 figures with what he's doing. These are just a few examples. We want you to be next. And what we think the best way to sell in 2025 is by doing a passion product. If you want more help, we're opening a few one-on-one spots. Use the link below to apply for a free call.